First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Welcome back to Fox 12 Now. Thanks for joining us. We're live here in the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, but you are looking at some imagery. It's not live, but it happened recently of the birth of a couple of Humboldt penguins at the Oregon Zoo. Pretty amazing. We are going to be talking about this here during this segment. I promise I will get back to some more penguin footage here in a second, but just want to introduce myself. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now, live streaming here out of the newsroom, as I mentioned. And one of the things we get to do is have longer form discussions and segments talking about all kinds of things. And right now we are talking about the Oregon Zoo and those penguins and their program there. And to do so, we've got Barbara Suhn, who's a senior keeper with the Oregon Zoo, joining us. And Barbara, thanks for being here. We'll talk all about what's behind you there and those videos of the penguins and what's happened. Before we do, would you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself and your role there at the Oregon Zoo?
Yeah, hi. I am the senior keeper of the bird area, so I work with the penguins, but also with most of the other exotic birds that we have here at the Oregon Zoo. I've been here about 13 years.
And what drove you to get into this field to begin with? Like, what was it about working with birds that was such a draw for you?
Well, working with birds, you tend to have an even bigger diversity. There's just so many different kinds of birds. There's so many different huge differences in these species, and so I just really love the variety. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of variety, and the Oregon Zoo itself has a huge variety, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have over 200 different animals here. You can see, I think, even 50 of them in our aviaries. The penguinarium only has 3 species, but they're some of our favorites. So we have the Humboldt penguins and the terns and the gulls.
Okay, those are the 3 different kinds of penguins that are there?
They're in the penguin building, yeah.
In the penguin building, okay. And these chicks in particular, the Humboldt penguins, can you tell us about Humboldt penguins in case anybody doesn't know, which is me?
Yes, Humboldt penguins are one of the temperate climate penguins, which means they're comfortable in a habitat that we're comfortable in. So we don't wear parkas when we go in with them. They're comfortable in warm weather. And that's one of the reasons why they're one of the most threatened of the penguins, because they are exposed to humans on such a higher level. So we have the issues with the fisheries taking their food, with fertilizer companies hauling away their poop or their guano to use as fertilizer, but that's where their nesting habitats are. And so it's a lot of food stealing and habitat stealing, and they really struggle to keep up with that.
Where is their natural habitat in the wild?
Along the coast of Peru and Chile in South America.
Okay, all right. And so is the species threatened currently?
They are considered vulnerable, so yes, they are threatened, but their official term is vulnerable.
Yep. And how long have we had them there at the Oregon Zoo?
Oh, goodness. We've had them since 1959, I believe, since we've been in this location. Yeah. Not necessarily Humboldt's. I believe there were a variety of species at the time, but we've been with, I think, just Humboldt since 1982.
Since 1982. So, I mean, is this pretty unique in the world of zoos to have an exhibit like that for that long, or a habitat like that for that long for a specific bird like this?
It's pretty unique to have a habitat that's been around that long anyway. Not all zoos are as old as we are. And so that's got its pros and its cons. It's great to have such a history with these species, but it also means that sometimes we're dealing with older habitats that are ready for renovation or change.
Gotcha. And for the penguin program, or the Humboldt penguin, I guess, program there at the zoo, what can you tell us about it as far as what people should know about what kind of work you do?
I mean, it's lovely. We love doing it. It's really important to remember that even though you don't see Humboldt penguins outside all the time, that everything that we do does impact their lives. And so when you're getting fish, try to avoid fish that are commonly used as their diet. So anchovies are their #1 diet in the wild. Maybe you can skip buying them. Really, you can steer clear of any of the most popular fish, and that helps them in the wild. But it's nice to know that even though they look so different from us and they are so far away from us, we're still able to help them by making those choices.
Amazing. Well, let's talk about, what happened there at the zoo as far as this birth of these penguins. So what's the gestation period for penguins?
It's about 40 days. It can be as early as 38, as long as 42, but for the most part, 40 days from egg lay to entire hatch.
And how often does this happen at the zoo?
once a year. Humboldt penguins can lay eggs twice a year, but we aren't really set up for a twice a year rotation, so we offer them their nest boxes in the larger, more seasonally dominated breeding season. So they all move into their nest boxes, and they pair up. They lay their eggs if they're going to. Sometimes they don't, but they will lay those eggs, and hopefully the eggs will hatch, which we've had 2 hatch this year, so that's really exciting.
So 2 hatches. And now what happens, after hatching? So is this just increasing the population of the penguins there at the zoo, right?
It is. It's increasing our population, but it's also supporting the entire population of Humboldt in the United States and North America total, because these babies won't necessarily stay here. They will grow up and they will go to another facility where there are other Humboldt penguins and hopefully make more penguins with them.
And so right now, we're looking at this little guy, or this little penguin. How long does it take for the penguin to grow, to reach adulthood?
To reach adulthood, a couple of years, but to reach adult size, just a few months. The birds that we're looking at right now, they're actually not that small anymore. They are probably twice as big at least. I think I can't remember which one, but one of them has already crossed what we call the kilo marker. So it's over 2.5 pounds at this point. And that's quite a bit bigger than what you're seeing here.
Yeah. Okay. So 2.5 pounds already. So growing
Yeah.
very fast. And what is it for the zoo? When people are watching the exhibit, what are some things that maybe as a person visiting the zoo that they can look for that they may not normally think about?
Yeah, well, right now you're going to notice quite a lot less penguins in the water because a lot of them are still in their nest boxes. Now, in a couple of weeks, when when the chicks are older, they will kind of be booted out of the nest boxes, and we'll then remove the boxes. And then you'll start seeing penguins running all over the place, and you will hopefully start to see some of those chicks too. At first, they're very cautious. We are very careful about how they get introduced to the water because we want their success. They want to have success, so we give them baby swim time for a little while before they get access to the whole pool, and then you'll see little gray penguins swimming around, and that's going to be fun. So look for 2 gray penguins, and those are going to be our little friends.
And how long is that until they're out there?
That's probably going to be May to June.
Okay.
Yeah, to be sure. Yeah.
May to June, you'll get to see a couple of gray little baby penguins swimming around.
Yes, they won't be so little after a while. So just
Not
look
so
for
little.
that gray coloring.
Awesome. Well, anything else that you think is important for people to know?
I think that you just come and see the penguins because they're always fun. And especially when they're younger, they like to play with the people at the windows. So they are as excited to see you all as you are to see them.
They actually are. So they'll play with
yeah.
people at the window?
They do. They like little bright colored keys. They love kids. They love to play. They'll race around and bob up and down. And so they just really like that, especially the younger birds. Not just the babies, though.
So holding up keys to the penguins, that's
Anything
okay to do?
colorful, bright fingernails. Those are all fun. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Great interactions.
That is great to know. So interact with the penguins at the Oregon Zoo.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Barbara, so much for joining us to talk about
thank
this.
you for having me.
Yeah, and all this work. So yeah, thanks for being here on Fox 12 Now.
Absolutely.
All right, for everybody watching, again, we are live streaming here out of the newsroom, as I mentioned, but we get to talk about sometimes penguins like that. So we've got plenty more coming up. Lots here to discuss this afternoon. We're going to take a quick break. Right back with more here on Fox 12 Now.